Hello, fabulous Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of April 2015, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an important month it is for all of us. Big changes are afoot for all of us. We have an eclipse taking place in the early part of the month, and this eclipse is speaking to change, illumination, transformation at that, and honesty, things coming out into the open, and all of it ultimately leading to real healing and optimism as well. So after a period of, wow, I didn't know that, or wow, finally it's been said, finally it comes out, after a period of needing to find our flow, find our adjustment again, very quickly we figure out that this is actually very much to our advantage. So things are moving forward for all of us in some way. Some people might be feeling this before the month even begins, but things really start to culminate in the early part of this month, the first half of the month. And in every sign has at least one area of life where they're going to experience some change. For you, this has to do with really a creative energy, if you will, and all that implies, sort of the correspondences that we have to that. And there is a romantic correspondence to this, and so I'll talk about that a lot more in the love-focused horoscope. Really important month in love for Geminis out there, without a doubt. So you are going to want to watch that. In a general-focused horoscope, where it comes to the energy now, and as I said, it's an energy of creativity, and what that means is ideas, it means fertility, it means your creative projects and creations that are going to be coming up very much to light, really, coming to culmination, coming to fruition, and a sense of honesty and clarity being set in. Now, what is one of our more immediate, like sort of if we don't look at the chart as so much metaphorically, but more literally, what is a very literal way to understand creations? Well, it's our children. Under a sky like this, I gotta say, lots of really fertile energy. And so if you are somebody who wants to have children, you have one of the best skies to make that happen. If you don't want to have children, this is a time before the month starts, I would say, to practice extra caution, to do the things that you know you need to do to make sure that that doesn't take place for you, and make sure that this energy manifests differently, okay? So lots of fertile energy there, especially on a physical level. So do be mindful of that. If you want to have a child, great time, cosmic support to make that happen. If you have children now, you should hear some news along those lines in regards to a child. There might be some news, I gotta say, that sort of might be a little bit surprising, maybe seems to come out of nowhere. You find out that your child's been, I don't know, the million things that children do as part of figuring out who they are as they go along their journey, right? Because they have their own spiritual journey that is separate from the spiritual journey that a parent goes through. So they have their individual journey that they go through as they grow. All of us do have our individual journeys. And then along the way, we have our roles. And we all have varying roles. So as you know, and especially as an adult, you know, you have your role as parent. But of course, that isn't the only role that you have. Lots of roles take place. They have their role as your child, as your daughter or your son. But there are other roles that they take on as well. And also learning that goes on for them as well, as especially when they're kids and they're figuring out who they are. So as part of this, it might surprise you to find out, oh, wow, I didn't know you were doing that. I didn't know you were listening to, and I got to say, it might be something, I got to say, for a small number of you out there, I'm going to be really honest, because of the way that this eclipse is positioned, it might be something you're not crazy about. It might be that your kid's been listening to music that you're really not crazy about, that you don't want them to listen to, that has messages that you didn't want them to have. And it might surprise you to realize that this is what's been happening. It's that type of thing, right? It might be that they're doing something that ultimately you were doing probably at the same age, which is ultimately why they're there to teach you, to reflect something to you as well. But you wish that they would learn from your example. So just be aware of that, okay? They have their own journey, but ultimately, as I said, the outcome is good. So as truth comes to light, as you come to know who this person is a little bit more, this person who's in the world, sharing a journey with you, as you're lucky enough to learn from them, to guide them, They are learning from you as well. If you are their parent, if you are their caregiver, their primary caregiver, this child or children that are important to you now, there will be some things revealed that take you a little bit aback, but ultimately lead your relationship to them and lead your understanding of your role to a much better place, a clearer place, a stronger place at that, and a place where there is that sense of a real sense of affinity that is able to take root as a result. Also, if you don't have children, not thinking about children, this particular eclipse does speak to creations, as I said, and creative projects at that. And so this could be a time when you find if you have a project that you're really passionate about, whether you're writing a book or you're an artist or creating music, this can be a time when a lot of things feel like they're coming to culmination, where, okay, a project is coming to a close, or you're coming to understand what this actually is, or what it is that this desires to be, how it is that this project desires to be shared, and if this is something that you want to continue running with or not. So this could be a time when you have a key conversation that leads you to understand the future of the project that you're working on. If you like it, awesome. If not, certainly you can appreciate that as well and figure out how you're going to go forward from there. But it does look like there's, again, this truth time. So there's a dose of reality associated with this. And from there, a decision that fills you with hope, that gives you a way forward. And so the project is either going to have to transform in some way to be more empowered, and so you will gather supporters, or you're going to realize that it isn't so much this project that needs to move forward, but maybe something else to the side here that's going to end up being more rewarding, more fulfilling, and rewarding not just personally, but also in a larger sense as well. Now, I also want to say, with this eclipse, the last thing I want to say about this eclipse is, this is a part of the sky that's associated with the risk-taking and gambling, okay, and the lottery, really. Now, again, this is a mixed bag with this particular eclipse, and it's truth-telling time. So if you've been buying way too many lottery tickets, you're going to get honest with yourself about that. If you've been participating in something that's been rigged, however you understand that, that is going to come to light for you as well. But I do think that ultimately there can be reward now. And again, I say this with trepidation. Anytime I see like activity happening like this in a part of the sky that has to do with gambling, I always say, don't bet the farm. Make sure when you place your bet, it is something that resonates with you, that, okay, I can do this. You're in an energy of prosperity. Oh, it's no big deal. Or this could be fun. And this is just for fun. When you are in that energy, you're much more likely to win anyways. And so it's really like sort of the last thing you thought of, you know, maybe the ticket you bought and, you know, you just forgot about it sitting at the bottom of your drawer. Sort of in passing, somebody like is shaking a bell and asking you to buy this for charity, and you buy a ticket, and that ends up being the winning ticket. Like that type of thing, wherever it is that sort of something catches your eye and it's a small bet, it's not a big deal, you're in an energy of prosperity, and it's almost like not even an issue, like you sort of forget about it. Those tend to be the type of things that you can't plan for, but tend to be the type of things that are most blessed. So I would say, look, at least buy a lottery ticket, or at least be open to it, okay? Because ultimately it could lead you somewhere really good. But of course, one of the biggest bets that we're going to take is to bet on ourselves, on our intuition, on what it is that we really want to do. And if there's a passion in your life that's asking for more nourishment from you, then this is going to be a time when that's going to be more evident as well. Take a chance, and it can pay off really nicely for you. As we progress into the second part of the month, we have a new moon happening in the part of the sky for you that has to do with friendship. And so when I see a moon like this, it suggests to me that, and it's a new moon at that, there are going to be social events to attend. Likely new friends are going to appear. And this is likely going to be a time when you are coming to appreciate that actually your circle is quite large. People want to spend time with you. People care about you. People want to know you better as well, and they value your company. So be open to that. And ultimately, you are going to find that sense of connection actually ends up touching you in important ways in terms of your soul, in terms of your spirit, in terms of feeling a sense of connection and connectedness to others as well. There is something profoundly healing that takes place in that, and I think the sky supports you finding that out this month. What I love about this month for you is that there is fun to be had, there's creativity, there's creation, and that does entail a level of joy as well. There is fun to be had, and there is joy on offer as well. Navigate the month well, especially in the early part of the month, and you could find yourself touching on creative genius, the kind of which holds the potential for a windfall at that. Trust your instincts to lead you to a place where you are reaping wonderful rewards in the most unexpected ways.